The one thing I've done very, very recently is I've now blocked out 5 minutes in my calendar every single morning to actually go through a couple of things. Number one, what's top of mind for me. Number two, what I believe is on my to-do list for that day, which does change a little bit, but that's fine. And number three, how I'm feeling. And I think those three things have really helped me to understand what it is I need to focus on, how I can go about making, I guess, myself more productive, and then also what I need to do to ensure that things are moving along when I've got multiple streams running. So yeah, it's been really transformative for me in that respect.
I am a woman who lives by a schedule, so I live by my diary and I stick to that diary, so I'm really strict with that. So it just makes sure that each thing on my to-do list does actually get done and doesn't get put to the bottom of the pile. So that's what I'd say. I've become a lot more stricter with really following that schedule.
Two thoughts, one around innovation and the other around productivity. My productivity tip, and this just ages me, is I've suddenly realised if you have two screens going, then it allows you to be far more productive because you're not having to constantly swap between different bits of my computer. So that's my productivity tip for anyone who didn't think about that 10 years ago. As far as innovation goes, I think some of the ways in which I've tried to innovate in my job is to get really focused on how I can make a difference in some of the places I probably have not been having a conversation with as much as I should have been. So places like Lincoln, Northamptonshire, I make a conscious effort to try and get out there and say more about what we're doing and working with partners there. So whether that's an innovation or it's a pivot, isn't it? So just trying to work in places which probably haven't been shown the love as much as I should have been.
I feel for me it was really important to be more part of the community, so I've started networking more, engaging more with businesses, and I feel that's been really beneficial to help innovation in the city.
So one change we made was we actually got rid of the payroll and everybody's gone onto a freelance model, and I think that's really helped us to work with more people, be a bit more reactive to the projects that we're working on, to reduce the payroll bill, and that's kind of it's made a big change, to be honest.
Our whole business is based around implementing innovative and productivity improvements for small businesses. So I'm probably best off talking about an example of what we've done for a recent client of ours. So this particular company are a glass processor, and they toughen glass that ultimately goes into windows. They were having quite a lot of problems in terms of shift-to-shift communication, and so issues that were happening on the previous shift were not getting across to the next shift, and so there was big breaks down in communication. Also, there were not clear targets as well for what the next shift needed to produce, and also ideas that shifts were having were also falling through the cracks and not getting built upon, so that was affecting the engagement in new idea creation. So we implemented a simple one-page form, handover document that each shift now completes throughout their shift, and it covers issues that are captured on there. It covers targets that they were hit and whether they missed them and any reasons they deviated from that target, and also any ideas that have come up during the shift are then captured on that form, go into a database, have owners assigned, and it's starting to build that culture of innovation, idea creation. It's also standardising the shift-to-shift handover, and it's really having a great benefit in terms of their productivity. So yeah, it's a simple change. It's not used a lot of digital tech or anything, but it's really making a big difference for the client.